Hello everyone. Today in our Capartech demo discussion, we will talk about Jenkins deployment of one Maven-based application on Tomcat server. There will be certain steps which we are going to follow for that. The first thing will be we'll have to have Jenkins setup done so that we can set up Jenkins pipeline job. So in our demo, we are going to do Jenkins job Jenkins pipeline job setup, not the Jenkins freestyle type. It will be mostly in Groovy. So in our demo, I'll be talking about Groovy script a bit and the job which is created by using Jenkins Groovy script, which will form Jenkins pipeline. And we will also ensure that Jenkins file is ready and it's present there in GitHub repository, your version control system. Then we will execute pipeline. After pipeline execution, we will verify whether the jar package is formed. And this is what we are going to do. We will have jar package configuration present in our POM file, which is the Maven configuration file. Henceforth, we'll verify if the jar package is formed. And then we will talk about the execution of jar package. We'll execute jar package and we will deploy the jar package on Tomcat server. In order to do that, we'll have certain prerequisites. We should have Jenkins installed first, which I've already covered in my previous session. So in case if you don't know how to install Jenkins, please review my previous session so that you can get to know about Jenkins installation. Port 8080 should be available for Tomcat server. This I'm going to show you how you can alter default port of Jenkins, which is 8080, to any other port so that we can have 8080 available in our Jenkins server because default port for Tomcat is 8080 and our application will be deployed on Tomcat server. So we must have 8080 port open. Maven should be installed in Jenkins server. That will be the thing which you have to do. And Git should also be installed in our Jenkins server. So now let's begin with our demo. Let's see how it goes. In order to do that, I do have already Jenkins installed with me. And in this Jenkins server or in this Jenkins user interface, I'm going to create a pipeline job. I do have the code which is present there in my version control system. And this is the repository. Maven Jenkins pipeline is the repository. In this code, I do have application file present in main folder. Under main folder, it's present in DevSecOps. And I do have project file present in application.java and controller.java files. Under controller.java files, I am just going to return this statement, which will populate there in my website, which I am going to launch by the execution of jar file. And this will be the end result by means of which whatever this application file is returning will get populated there in my website. This is what we are going to do. So we are going to create a package. We are going to execute the package. And as package gets executed, this application will be deployed on Tomcat server. And we will be able to see this line, which is the return statement to our website. That's what we are going to do. So let's start doing it. The first thing will be to have Jenkins file ready because my pipeline will be triggered by using Jenkins file only. I do have my Jenkins file already created. So this is my Jenkins file, which is present there in my version control system itself. In this Jenkins file, I have created few of the steps. First thing is I require Maven. Maven, the name of the tool which I have given is Maven 3.8.6, and we will have to do this tool configuration in our Jenkins UI. Next thing is to clone the repository. The branch from where repository will be cloned is main branch, and this is the URL which is just pointing to my version control system. Next thing is to create the package. In order to create the package, I'm going to use maven command, which is mvn, going to clean my working directory and going to create a package. After the package is created, I'm going to run surefire reports, which will populate there in my Jenkins dashboard also. So now let's see how it goes. Let's configure a Jenkins pipeline and let's see how this entire flow goes. In order to create Jenkins pipeline, first we'll be back into our Jenkins portal. There we are going to click on new item and we are going to execute or create a pipeline. But before we create a pipeline, I said you that I'm going to show you how to vacate, how to change default port of Jenkins from 8080 to any other. In order to do that, you have to go back to your Jenkins portal or command line where your Jenkins is installed, and there you execute the command systemctl status Jenkins. Certainly, it's going to give the output which says that Jenkins is up and running, but along with that, it is going to give you the file where Jenkins configuration is done. So as you can see, status is active and running. That's what is expected, but it also gives this specific file which contains all the configuration for Jenkins. So I'll have to open the file, and as I open the file, this is having environments section. Under environment section, you have Jenkins port. Now, as of now, I made it 8081. In order for you to make changes, you have to come to this file and find environment section. Under environment section, look for Jenkins port and change it from 8080 to anything which you wish to. I want to keep 8080 open so that Tomcat server, which I'm going to deploy by using my application, should run efficiently. That is what my requirement is as of now. Once done, I'll be able to execute all my packages. So now let's start executing the package. In order to start executing package, I'm going to create a job, Maven pipeline job. And by this, I will be deploying Spark application. Okay, so Maven pipeline Spark job is the name of job which I want to create, Spark job. And for this, I'm going to use pipeline because I'm going to create a pipeline job rather than creating a freestyle job. Click on pipeline, hit on OK button. As you hit on OK button, it will take you to next window. In the next window, you will have option to create the pipeline. Now, as of now, I don't want to write any pipeline script as such, but I'm going to pull the pipeline script from SCM, which is already present. In this case, SCM is get, and the script path is Jenkins file, but it's also asking for repository URL. Let's provide a repository URL from here. This is my repository URL. I can take my repository URL from the code also. So this is the repository URL. Take it from here. Once you get the repository URL, go back here and paste it. Scroll down and branch specifier in this case is master, but in our case, the trigger will happen from main branch. So I'm going to change from master to main, and the script path is Jenkins file, which is perfectly fine. Exactly same name should be there. Say in case if a Jenkins file is starts with lowercase j, then you have to change it from uppercase j to lowercase j. Ensure name is exactly the same which is present there in GitHub repository. Now once this is checked, click on save. As you click on save, it's going to create the job for you. Post that, you hit on build now to build the job, though you can have some automated fashion of triggering also, which I've already covered in my previous session. As of now, we are just going to create the follow the manual approach of creating the package. And as you can see, package is getting created. Let's look at the console output and hit on console output. And now you can see console output is getting created. The console output says that, okay, fine, Spark's job is running and it's going to create all the application. Maven test is running. If you remember, we had Maven test configured. Surefire reports will be created, and we will see that also in our Jenkins user interface itself. Because Jenkins, as you know, is a web-based interface. So we are going to populate all those Surefire reports by using Surefire plugin in our Jenkins portal itself. Now you see Spring Boot plugin is getting created, and suppose that we are going to have our application ready, up and running, and finished says success. That basically means that it's created. Now what we are going to do is we are going to run the jar file. First, let's verify if the jar file is present or not. And in order to verify, you go to your job. So this is your job. Now you can see test result is populated here. Here we do have our test result populated, as you can see here. Now, this has created an artifact which is with the name numeric dash 0.0.0 0.0.1 in order to see the path where this package is present, because certainly this package which you are able to see in Jenkins UI is also present in your CLI. You will be able to see same package in command line also. In order to see that, click on the build number. As of now, the build number which you have is, it's your first build which completed successfully. As you click on build, you'll have different options. Here you can see test results. By clicking on test results, you will be able to see all the test results. You see the test result is ready, it's there with you, there are zero failures, and you do have everything. But what we want to do is we want to execute the jar file which is created. In order to execute the jar file, we have to find first the workspace where jar file is present. Now here you do have an option. As you can see, the bottom, the last option is workspaces. Click on that and this will give you entire path where and what workspace you have to look for. So this is the workspace. This is the path which you have to go in your CLI, where you will find your Jenkins package, which it has created till now. So now, as I will do ls dash l, and I'll do this, or let's do a CD because we'll have to get into this also. Here you will see that it has created source and target as two different directories. Now, as we know that in any of the Maven builds, we do have target directory created, and all the packages, all the artifacts are present within the target directory only. So we'll cd to target, and as I cd to target, I can see I do have the package, this package present. Now I'll have to execute the package in order to run the application. Now let's see if that works. What I will do is I will look for localhost colon 8080. As of now, nothing populates here, nothing appears here, because as of now, I did not run the package. Let's run the package. And in order to run the package, I'll execute the command java dash jar and say numeric and hit enter. As we hit enter, it's going to execute the package which is created, which is the application. And as you can see here, it's the Tomcat server service which is coming up on port 8080, and that was the reason why I freed up port 8080, which is the default port of Jenkins. Now it says started numeric application in 10.287 seconds, which basically means that application should be up and running. Now I'll come back again and I'll just refresh the page. You see Capartech DevSecOps by Kubernetes DevSecOps by Capartech for testing is up. Now, this is the application which I wanted to be up and running. Exactly same application which is present there in my GitHub source code also. So now let's see. So what we have done, we have set up Jenkins pipeline job. We ensured Jenkins file, which we verified. We have executed the pipeline and then we have verified jar package numeric 0.0.1 is formed. And then we have executed the package. And as we executed the package, this application is launched and is available there in our portal. With this, we learned how to integrate Jenkins with Maven, how to create jar file, how to create the package, how to execute that jar package, and finally deploy it on website. This was the end of this demo. Please provide your comment, feedback for this demo, and let me know in case if you want to have some different sort of demo, some different sort of presentation. Thank you everyone for watching this videos.